Good morning, students. Welcome back to poetry class. And today, the title, Can a Poem Be Paraphrased? Last week, we discussed paraphrase. Do you know or do you remember what we did last week? A paraphrase of a poem. And then, after paraphrasing, last week we also discussed kinds of poetry: lyric poetry, narrative poetry, and dramatic poetry. And today we come to this title, Can a Poem Be Paraphrased? Since the full meaning of a poem is so completely wedded to its exact wording, some people maintain that no poem can be truly paraphrased. So pay attention to the statement, no poem can be truly paraphrased. As we have discussed earlier in the chapter, however, such an opinion misses the point of paraphrasing. So this discussion today, we will talk about paraphrasing. Some people say that paraphrasing is impossible. But last week, we proved that paraphrasing is possible. A paraphrase doesn't attempt to recreate the full effect of a poem. It only tries to map out clearly the key images, accents, and ideas. A map is no substitute for a landscape without getting lost. So that's the point, that paraphrase is not the original. Paraphrase doesn't attempt to recreate the full effect of a poem. So that's the point. It only tries to map out clearly the key images, accents, and ideas. So to map out, do you know to map out? Yes, to make a kind of mapping. Mapping means it's only a general one, not the detailed one. A map is no substitute for a landscape without getting lost. So like map of Indonesia, map of the world, map of Surabaya city. It is not substitute of Surabaya city. It's only giving us general portrayal about the city. That is map. Like paraphrasing, it is to map out. Let's look at an example of a paraphrase written by not a critic, but by an author about one of his own poems. When an editor asked William Stafford if one of his poems could be paraphrased, Stafford responded by providing his own paraphrase of a short poem. Here is the poem he chose, along with his own restatement in prose of what the poem says. So, this statement talks about William Stafford. William Stafford is a very well-known poet, and an editor asked him to paraphrase one of William Stafford's poems. Do you know the meaning of editor? Editor is someone who edit a book. And probably here, William Stafford wants to publish his poems. And then the editor asked him to paraphrase one of the poems. And this is the paraphrase. This is the poem, I mean. The title is Ask Me. Sometime when the river is ice, ask me mistakes I have made. Ask me whether what I have done is my life. Others have come in their slow way into my thought, and some have tried to help or to hurt. Ask me what difference their strongest love or hate has made. Pay attention when I read the poem. You know that reading a poem is like it. Sometime when the river is asked, ask me mistakes I have made. So I don't stop at ask me. So the end of the line doesn't always mean the end of the sentence. Like this. Sometime when the river is asked, ask me mistakes I have made. Full stop. So if you read this poem, don't read like this. Sometime when the river is asked, ask me mistakes I have made. No, don't do that. But read the poem like this. Sometime when the river is asked, ask me mistakes I have made. Ask me whether what I have done is my life. So that's how to read a poem. And then I will listen to what you say. You and I can turn and look at the silent river and wait. We know the current is there, hidden, and there are comings and goings from miles away that hold the stillness exactly before us. What the river says, that is what I say. So this is how to read a poem. So don't stop until you find the full stop. Like this one, in the first line, I will listen to what you say, full stop. You can stop your reading. But pay attention to the second lines. You and I can turn and look at the silent river and wait. So you may not stop at the end of the line. You just continue. You and I can turn and look at the silent river and wait. We know the current is there, hidden, and there are comings and goings from miles away that hold the stillness exactly before us. What the river says, that is what I say. That's the way how to read a poem. Now we read the paraphrase. William Stafford paraphrase his own poem. The title is Ask Me. I think my poem can be paraphrased and that any poem can be paraphrased. That is the statement from William Stafford. According to him, all poems can be paraphrased, not only his poem, but all poems in general. But every pass through the material, using other words, would have to be achieved at certain costs, either in momentum or nuance or dangerously explicit, and therefore misleading in tone adjustments. So this is the danger. Or according to William Stafford, certain costs that must be paid. So you have to pay the costs. It is a kind of the decrease of meaning. The momentum, according to William Stafford, the momentum is different. Nuance, the nuance, the condition, or dangerously explicit adjustments. Sometimes we can paraphrase, but we cannot portray the poem exactly. It is only general portrayal. I'll try one such pass through the poem. So this is the paraphrase of the poem. When it's quiet and cold, and we have some chance to interchange without hurry, confront me if you like with a challenge about whether I think I have made mistakes in my life, and asks me if you want to, whether to me my life is actually the sequence of events or exploits other would say. Well, those others tag along in my living, and some of them, in fact, have played significant roles in the narrative run of my work. They have intended either helping or hurting, but by implication, in the way I am saying this, you will know that neither effort is conclusive. So ask me how important their good or bad intentions have been. Both intentions get a drastic leveling judgment from this cool stating of its own. You too will be entering that realm of maybe help, maybe hope, by entering that far into my life, by asking this serious question. So, I will stay still and consider. Out there will be the world confronting us both. We will both know we are surrounded by mystery, tremendous things that do not reveal themselves to us. That river, that world, and our lives all share the depth and stillness of much more significance than our thought or intentions. There is a steadiness and somehow a solace in knowing that what is around us so greatly surpasses our human concerns. From Ask Me. So this is the paraphrase of Ask Me. You can compare the original poem and the paraphrase. Some points maybe cannot be portrayed appropriately in paraphrase, but at least the paraphrase can represent some points in the original poem. So that's the paraphrase of the poem, and I hope you can understand more about how to paraphrase. Yeah? That paraphrasing can be done to any poems. You can paraphrase it, but remember that paraphrase is not substitute of the original poem. Okay, that's all about the lecture today. Thank you and see you next time. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.